Yep. Good morning, everyone. So last session we learned about data types. So what is number type? So I explained the number type. Number type means, so what are those? Signed, unsigned and all. So numeric type, what are those numeric types? Signed, unsigned, integer, floating, double, decimal, a list of all data types we learned. So in the data types, we are learning about number type. So in number type, we learned what are considered as numbers: signed, unsigned, floating and all. So next, what we need to do is we need to understand some points about number type. What is that is? Actually, here, every input from form or HTML elements is by default string type. Every input from form or HTML elements is by default string type. You are using text box, drop downs, radios, checkbox. Whatever you input from them, by default it is string. Even you type a number, it is string. Then what you have to do is, so you have to convert the string into number. You have to convert the string into number. We need to convert the string into number. How we can convert the string into number? So for that, JavaScript provides parsing methods. So we have parse int. Another one is parse float. These are the parsing methods which are used to convert a string into number. In JavaScript, it is very important. If you don't convert the values, then due to string, they will have different output to display. For example, we will create one sample here. See. So I am creating a text box or something. Suppose here number. Okay. Here, let's say your age. And we are taking input type. I'm giving number ID as age. And we have a submit button. On submit button, we will write on click. On click is submit click. Let's write a script. So function submit click. So when you click on submit button, whatever age is entered, we have to collect and display some message. So I will collect age document dot get element by ID, that is age dot value, that is the value entered in text box. Actually, it is not text box, it is a number. From a number, user can input But as I told you, any input you handle in a form from any control you input, even it is a number also, default it is string type. That is the problem we have to face. Now when I try to print this, see, I am writing document dot write. I will print a message. So you will be, and I need to add plus, I need to add age plus 1. Age plus 1 in a parenthesis, age plus 1, say again a plus next year. That is the message we are displaying, next year. Like this we are displaying. That means they will enter some age and we will display a message saying that you will be next year how much? Age plus 1. So it must display the result in this way. Suppose I entered age some 23 and I click on submit. Then it is 23 plus 1. That means 24. But it will be 23 1. That is 23 1. Because the 23 age you entered in this number box, it is by default string. Means from a drop down text box or number, anywhere you input. From a form, if a value comes, that value is string. In that case, plus what will do? Plus is going to concat. We call concatenation. That means it is going to attach 1 to age, not addition. It is combining the age plus 1. Age plus 1 means attaching. It is not doing addition because it is treating this age as a string. Then a wrong calculation will come. So you have to convert this into number. It's compulsory. It should be converted into number. Two ways are there. You can convert into number while reading itself, or you can convert into number while doing some calculation. If you convert while reading itself, then it is good because everywhere it is number now. If you do in only this calculation, next calculation again I have to convert. So while reading itself, we will convert. How to convert? To convert a string into number, you have to use parse int. We have to use parse int. So that means now I have to use like this, parse int. In the parenthesis, whatever the string you want to convert into number, you have to mention that. That means syntactically how it works. So we have to write parse int and your string, whatever string is there. Or you have to define parse float and we have to set string. We need to define these two, the parse int, parse float. How to convert into number, that is important. If you don't do that, then your calculations will go wrong every time. So it is important to convert the number string into numbers. Let's see here. I am converting that here already. We converted that parse int. After conversion, try this. I entered 23 and submit, it will say 24 next year. Otherwise, it will use as string and it will concatenate. Then what is parse float? I will copy this one. This is for int. What is parse float is, if it is decimal fractions, then parseint is not good, because parseint is going to round the value. It is going to round the value and display. Then parse float we have to use if there are fractions. So what we need to do now, for example, suppose I'm defining here so here I defined ID as rate. Okay. And here we are accessing rate. And here we are defining rate dot and rate plus 1. Okay, that's how we define. Now I'm entering here as 11.34. Plus 1 means 12.34. But it is going to show 12 only. So your interest rate, your suppose I say interest rate will be this much next year. Five and will be 13, because you are using parse int. For fractions, parse int will not take decimal places. It will take only integer value. To calculate for decimal places also, you have to use parse what? Float. Parse float. Then you see now 12.45 and submit, it will be 13.45. Otherwise, you will get wrong values again. So it will round to the nearest value. So when to use parse int and when to use parse float. So if your value is like this, so parse int, if it is a numeric, parse float means if it is an integer, if it is a fraction, decimal, then you have to use parse float. So this is converting a string into number. We are converting a string into number and displaying them. This is required especially while working with number types. This is another example I will copy. That is another one for parse float. Number types, we have all type of numbers we learned and how to convert a string into number. Sometimes we need a number to be converted into string, right? So here another question is how to convert a number into string. A number into string. How do we convert a number into string? What are the options? Right? How do we convert a number into string is generally. Why we need to convert a number to string? Why we need to convert a number to string? Any reason? What is the reason we need to convert a number to string type? because sometimes numbers need to be displayed in a user defined format. Those formats you cannot apply if it is a number. Actually, suppose you have 10,000 like this, but I want to display 10,000 so with a dollar symbol after that, or Indian rupee symbol. So Indian rupees, some R or rupee symbol is there, and you want to display 10 comma like this. It's not supported. Generally, when you put a comma, it becomes not a number. It is not a number. That is the reason. First, what you have to do, you can't write like this at all. So if you want to write 5,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, you can't put a comma. When you put a comma, it is not number. So for numbers, you have to write without any symbols, without any type of special characters. But in displaying, I want them. In that case, what we have to do, we have to convert the number into string. But to display in a good format, that string conversions you have to learn. Means you have to learn string formatting function into string. So by using toString function, suppose if there is any value, so where some price is equal to 10,000 like that, then what here is, we need to just convert into price dot toString. We need to convert into toString. That is converting a number into string type. So that is how we can manage. So any string can be converted into number, and any number can be converted into string. Those manipulations later I will tell you how to manipulate. For example, see, suppose I am writing a simple script. So where price is equal to 10,000. You cannot write like this. If you write like this, it's invalid number. So you need to write in this way only. Then after that, what we have to do, where format is equal to price dot toString. It is converted into string. Suppose now what we can do here is, where suppose I am giving split like that. The format, so in the format, what we have to do is, format is actually string now. So format is string. Then what we can do here is, we can read the characters. Every character we can individually read. We can separate. For example, what we can do later, I will show you how to read and how to perform. That means for, so where I care of format like that. Later I will show you functions. You need to learn them. Suppose I am giving document dot write char, and I will put a br, line break. You can see here, usually all those characters are printed like that. This is a general array. Later you will learn how to put a special character in between. That means what we have to do is, so this becomes a string actually. Suppose what I am doing here, dot, I will keep splice. I'm just adding a splice at 2. So here we are adding some comma. Just roughly I defined. Later you are going to learn those and see them. Actually, what does this means? It is going to split. It is going to add at a 2 position comma. After that, what we have to do, collect this value, store in another reference and print it. That means what happens? 2 means what? After 2 characters, it will put this comma there. After keeping that, then it will again concatenate and print. It's a lengthy process, but we will learn how to do that. But to do that, we need to learn string, array, functions. Lot of work is there. Later you will see, right, how it is going to work. These are actually string related handling. Next concept itself, we will see that how string handling works. So how to convert a number to string and how to convert a string to number. Both options are there. Next important question is how to validate string number input. How to validate number input? That means anybody enters, I need to verify is it number or not. If it is not number, we should say invalid. Right. For that, we have a function by using isNaN function. isNaN function. So it is a Boolean function that returns true if value is not a number. So whenever value is entered, we can verify whether the value is a number or not by using isNaN. This is important for validation of numbers. So let's see how we can validate. How we can handle the validation. So for example, whenever user types, I need to verify. Suppose age, some input type is equal to text. So, and here I keep ID as age and we have a button and submit. And on click is equal to what? Submit click. And here we are defining script. And function is what? Submit click. And where age is equal to document get element by ID, that is age dot value. We will write a condition. If isNaN is not a number age, then we will put an alert saying that age must be number, right? Age must be a number. So else we will just put document dot write. So your age, so how much plus age, the value of age. This is a simple concept, right? Verifying whether they entered a number or not. Suppose they are not entering any number, some A, and submit. It says age must be number. It will alert and display. You entered a number, then it will be verified. You are not entering any number, so it will say must be a number. That is basically how it is going to handle, right? This is one simple example to understand how to verify and validate number input. So isNaN, this is example. So you must know several things. How to convert string to number, how to convert number to string, how to verify whether the value is a number or not. Next important is we need to understand how various operations are performed. Later you will learn about operators, addition, subtraction, how these are performed. You need to know one important concept. In many interviews, they give you some consequences, different type of consequences. Like for example, suppose I written where a is equal to this is 10ab, and that is a string type, right? So and where b is equal to 20, it's a number. Now I am using c is equal to, where c is equal to parse int a. A is converted into number, right? Plus b. Because a is not a number, it is a string type. What I done, I convert that into number. Is it valid? Is it valid? It is having a number and a string. For example, suppose it is having only a, means I will give like this. Yeah. Suppose it is having only a. Is it valid? If valid, what will be the result? It is not valid. This is not valid. So remember, parse int can convert only numeric types. Only numeric types. Means even if it is a string form, it should be a number. It cannot convert a into number. Right? In that case, suppose now 10ab is there. Now what? Is it valid? After 10ab is there, na? So here number is also there, string is also there. If it is valid, what is the result? The result will be 20 plus 10, 30. This is valid, 30. Why? Because if you are defining a numeric, up to numeric it will read. After that it will stop. That means it is not going to consider this. Consider this. Then what will be the result? 10 plus 20. Then its result will be how much? 30. For example, I given AB 10. Now is it valid? This is not valid. It should start with a number. It should start with a number, right? Suppose I given 20 AB 10. Is it valid? It's valid. What is the addition? 40. Because up to numeric it can read, after that it will stop. While converting these points, you have to know, right, how it is going to convert a string. Right? Any string it cannot convert to number. Only a numeric value present in string form can be converted into number. That is basic, right? So these you need to understand, right? So this result will be how much? 40, right? If it cannot do any calculation, then automatically it returns is NaN. NaN. NaN means not a number. That means, for example, see here, I am writing a script. So where a is equal to, this is a, and where b is equal to, suppose 20. Document dot write So here I will put addition is equal to a plus b. Directly without converting, you are trying to do that, or you will convert here. What it is, parse int a is converted to number, and you can see it is going to display nan. Nan means it's not a number. Suppose it is starting with 20a, then it is okay 40. If it is starting with a 40, then it is not a number. It is not a number. It is going to verify in that way. So this is basically how the validations are handled, right? How it is going to manage. So what is the validation type and how do we deal with the validation, right? So generally, these are the basic points. So later you will learn more options. Another concept is, next one is JavaScript provides math object to handle math operations on number type. JavaScript provides math object to handle math operations on number type, right? On number type. So the basic business formulas need to be converted into computer formulas, computer calculations, computer expressions. Actually, we call them as computer expressions. The basic business formulas need to be converted into computer expressions in order to solve any problem, solve the given problem. That's what actually business formulas. The basic business formulas need to be converted into computer expressions in order to solve the given problem. That is important. For that, we need help of another object called math. Actually, math object provides following methods. What are those methods and properties? Yeah, we have math.py, math.sqrt. So math.power, math.random, like math.round, math.seal, seal. So math.floor. You have like math.sine, cos, tan. So many options are available. These are all mathematical functions. Why so many? All these are provided because in real world business, you need all of them. In different ways, we need them. In that case, directly business formulas cannot be implemented without converting them into computer expressions. You need the help of these all functions. Only operators cannot do everything. Actually, JavaScript mathematical operators cannot handle all operations. That is the reason we need them. Mathematical operators means what? Plus, this is for what? addition, hyphen, this is for subtraction, asterisk, this is for multiplication, slash, this is for division, modulus, this is modulus. Modulus is for remainder value. This is exponent, power value. Double asterisk is for exponent. This is equivalent to math.power. That is a new operator in the latest, actually. That is math.power. Another important, so we have increment, we have decrement. These are all general mathematical operations. These operators are not enough to handle all type of business calculations. So we need help of math. By using math object and its functions, we need to handle various operations. So let's see how we use them. How do we handle and how do we work with them? One small example we will see. So how to manage the business calculations into this. A small example, let's see how it works. Actually, we have others we will use in different occasions. I will show you. Suppose I am creating a simple login like screen. First, let's take an example. Suppose we have a data list. So in that, we have a heading, user login, data term. So this is username. So we have input type as text. And we have another data term, some password, and data definition, input type password. And we are having some data term verify code, and data definition ID is code. And I just kept a button login. And if we have a link, relation style sheet, href is equal to node modules, bootstrap icon, font icons.css. Here for verify code, we'll keep a button. So class BI. Here we have the option BI. We will keep this as arrow clockwise. Okay, that is what I will give. So this is a simple page. It is displayed like this. Now, wherever style data term is there, margin bottom, let's keep to 20 pixel. It will be fine. So 10. Data definition also we will keep the same. Okay. Now under this verify code, a random code should come. A random code should display inside that verify code. A random code should display below that. Then what we will do is we will write a script. And in this, how to get random code function, generate code. This should generate a random code. How to generate a random code means every time one new number should come. Then we will declare a variable a math.random. This is a mathematical function which returns a random number. Usually random number starts with 0.7, means decimals will come. We don't want decimal, we want like 7, 6, 8, like that. Then multiply by 10. Otherwise it will be 0.7, 0.8. Multiply by 10 means it will be 8, 7, like that. Another same like this, I will copy. So like this, A, B, C, D, E, F. So we are having this 6-digit number we have. Another we will generate where code is equal to. We will combine this. How do we combine here is I'm using. So one is A, but A can return sometimes 7.8, like that. Then we will use, so math dot round this A. So then I will put a plus space. One space is added, next plus. Math dot round and what is B. Like this with a space, I'm adding all of them. Math dot round and C. So plus space. And math dot round. So D. So plus space, we have math dot round. So E. So plus here space. So math dot round and F. These are the values we have. Now, this is the code which is generated by combining all of them. This code should display document get element by ID code. Inner HTML, it is code. That is the code to display. And where this code should display inside this data definition, we will use here. So wherever ID hash code is there, so we will define some border as 1 pixel solid black. So background color as some gray, light gray. Okay, and we will display padding as 5 or 10 pixel, 5 pixel, right? This is the width. Width will not give by default how much it is there, it will show. Okay, so width, I said 100 pixel. That is the code. So height 40 pixel. That's where we want to display the code. So this is where we want to display the code. Okay, like this we are adding. Now what happens is on body load. So body on load, that is body load. So we will write a function called body load. This body load function have to generate code. It should generate code. Generate code is nothing but generating a random number and it is displaying in that. You can see a random number will come. So here I will keep one more text align center and you can see another number will come. On this button click, this number should change. Then what we do? So we will write another function, reload click. Generate code should work again. This reload click should be called when user clicks the button. On click is equal to what? Reload click. Okay. And you can see I click every time a new number will come. A random number is displayed there. This is just a simple logic for generating a random number. This is not capture. captchas are different. You see captchas in website. CAPTCHA works like this, but that is not CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA has so many other things. We just designed like CAPTCHA, a random number. How to generate a random number? Just by using these mathematical functions. These are the functions. We used random, we used round. Similarly, other functions we can use in different occasions. We will see them. Suppose others gradually we will see. This is example like random number to generate a random number. Let's copy this example. This is a simple example of how a random number can be created. Right, generating random numbers and handling them. Now let's take another one. So how the mathematical calculations happen. So for example, in our bootstrap, you remember we created EMI designer. In which option we learned that? In bootstrap, which one? Cards. In bootstrap, I showed you rows and columns. This one. This we designed. Remember alerts? This is in alert. We created this here. We created the design like this here. Now we will make it work. We will make it function. This already we designed, right? So we will not waste time again. So because already we know how to design it, I given in example, right? We will in bootstrap, we done that. Now we will implement this. How to design already we know. This is what. So this is an alert. We used alert. In the alert, we are displaying these things, right? So this we will try to design. Means implement, just functionality we need to implement for that. Let's see how to implement the functionality, right? So for that, I will do one thing. Let me copy all this code and keep it as another file in our JavaScript examples as EMI calculator .html. Okay. In this EMI calculator, only one div is enough. Second one I will remove. Okay, this is the first one. This is a simple alert we are having. This is a alert warning, alert success. Okay. That is the design. Let's open this. I saved it as EMI. This is the EMI. Now what we need to do is, so I think those lines are not displayed. Warning is okay, fine. Okay, now what should happen? We should make this work. How to make it work is first thing. When user is sliding this slider, this value must display in this text box. Right? When user is sliding this one, its value should display here. So that means these values must display here. So we need 3 text boxes, 3 reference names. Let's do that. First text box, ID. ID is what? TXT amount. Okay. Second ID, TXT years. Third ID, TXT rate. Rate is interest rate. Okay. Now, these 3 sliders also should have 3 IDs. First slider, ID, range amount, right? This is range amount. The second ID, this is what? Range years. Next ID, this is what? Range rate. Range rate. Okay, these are the IDs we define. Now, what should happen when user is changing this amount? When user is changing this amount, then it should update in the text box. That means we need to write on change. On change indicates when user is changing the values. Even a text box also, when user is changing, you can verify by using on change. So here on change, we will write here. On change, what should happen? Suppose this is amount change. Okay. Next, on change, this is what? Years change. Okay. On change here. On change, this is rate change. These are the options. So amount change, years change, rate change. Okay. We will write the functions in the top. Script. In the function, what is it? First, amount change. On amount change, what should happen? The value of the slider must be displayed inside this text box. Is slider having value or not? Let's observe here. See, amount have minimum 50,000, maximum some 10 lakh. Default value is 50,000. Okay. But you see, they are string type now. You know what to do. You have to convert that into number. Number later we will do here. First, on change, document get element by ID, txt amount dot value. Value is equal to, means inside the text box, we want to display the value of slider. Slider value, document dot get element by ID. Whose value you want to display? Range amount dot value. That is what we want to display. Next, document get element by ID, txt years dot value. It should have document get element by ID. What is it? Range years dot value. Range years dot value. Now, next what? Document get element by ID. What is it? txt rate dot value. Document get element by ID. Range rate dot value. That's what it should do. Now we will save this here. And you move this, it will display those value there. And this is here. You written all in one, but different should be there. That means actually this second line should be on which one? Oh, I will copy it, remove that from here. This should be in another function. What is the function? Year change, na? Years change. Okay, next one, another function. What is it? Rate change. On rate change, it will be there. So I just separated them in three functions. Actually, it should be in three functions. Now what happens is when you are moving this, the value will be changing here. And years, it will be changing the years here. And interest rate, it will display the interest rate here. Right? We can adjust the value and display. Actually, the step value, how much you may given for that input type range, you know, range will have a step value. Na? You remembered? I given step value 0.01, right? So that means this is the amount and this is the years and this is the interest rate. So, and you can see interest rate will be changing accordingly. And after that, when I click calculate, I should calculate how much they need to pay every month. That is what EMI is. Every month, how much they need to pay for that amount with that interest rate in those years. Now, the question is, how do we calculate that? Right? Actually, to calculate and display, so what we need to do is we need to write on click, calculate, click. Okay. Where you want to display? I will display another row at the bottom. Below those buttons, I will put another div. And for this, I will put a class as row, margin top 4. So, okay. And a div in that class call text center. I will just give text center. Yeah. Margin top as 2. Okay. And here I will put a heading or paragraph. ID as paragraph ID is so MSG, message. In that message, I want to display how much they need to pay every month. That is what we do. So let's do that and see now. So on calculate click, we need to do that. So function, what is it? Calculate click. But question is how to calculate. For that, we need to find out the business formula. What is the business formula? We need to find out. Business formula for calculating EMI. Let's see. We will Google it. So EMI formula. And this is the EMI formula. To calculate EMI, this is the EMI formula. Let's go to images or you can see some formula. This is the EMI formula. That is the EMI formula we have. Now important is this EMI formula. This is the EMI formula. This EMI formula, obviously you cannot type like this in your JavaScript. Then we have to convert this into normal. And see in this, what are the options we have? Rate is interest rate. Interest rate, it is in percent. Na? We need to divide by 100. And interest rate must be calculated per month. Okay. This is interest rate and P is principal amount and N is total number of months. But there we given years. Na? That means years must be converted into months. 24 months, 36 months like that. So some more work is there. That means first we need to get 3 values. What are the 3 values? P, R, N. P and R, right? Principal, number of periods and interest rate. These 3 things we have to collect. Let's do that first. So here we have to get var P, principal amount. It will come from txt amount. That means we will use parse float, parse int is enough. Parse int document dot get element by id txt amount dot value. Principal amount is nothing but how much amount they taken. All right. Okay. Next N. where n is for number of periods. Number of periods again parse int document dot get element by id. What is it? Txt years dot value into 12 into 12 na? Because 2 years 24, 3 years 36, 48 like that, because we need to calculate for every month. That means you should convert the year into months. Okay, what about R, interest rate? Parse float, interest rate is parse float document dot get element by id txt what rate dot value by 12 by 100, because interest rate is in percent need to be converted into hundreds, right? By 100 by 12, that means interest rate must be calculated for every month, not for year. Gradually monthly interest rate will be growing actually, right? That is generally they call them as floating interest and all these things, right? In the now what happens is, this is the basic formula. Right now we need to implement this into EMI. So where EMI, how EMI comes now? That means this formula must be converted into that. I will copy that here, the copy image. Let's open that here. So this is the formula. Okay, this must be converted into our JavaScript formula. Then in JavaScript, how to write multiplication? So P asterisk, asterisk is for multiplication. P asterisk R asterisk 1 plus R to the power of n. 1 plus R to the power of n. Then how do we write this? Math dot pow number and the number raise it to the power. Number is what? In that pow we have 1 plus R. 1 plus R and comma n. That means 1 plus R raise it to the power of n. That is what 1 plus R n. Okay, after that divided by. Divided by is slash. Division. Division is slash. After that, because divide is there now, divide. After that again 1 plus R n. Then again what we have to do? Math dot pow. Again what? 1 plus R. So n. That's how we need to define. And minus 1. That is how we do. This is the formula we need to define to convert a general business calculation into a computer formulas. See, these are general simple things. In some business areas, very complex formulas will come. Very, very complex formulas will come. Actually, they give a pivot tables. Have you heard about pivot tables? You don't know. Majority of business ask pivot table. Pivot tables are nothing but actually you calculated with interest rate this. They have a pivot table. Pivot table means with 3 years 5% interest, how much? With 7 years 8% interest, how much? Right? If you pay some advance amount 5 lakhs, then how much? All these are converted into one simple table actually. With that, they can achieve that. Generally, if you know Excel, so this is MS Excel software. In this Excel, you see here, this is Excel. Any templates are there? Suppose I am just showing you a template. You see, expense loan. Yeah. budget, loan, sales report. Yeah, you see loan. This is the formulas. This is the option. And this is, see, loan amount, I entered some 10 lakhs or something, right? So 1 lakh or 10 lakh something. Annual interest rate is how much? Suppose 11.34. Loan periods in years, how much? 5 years. Number of payments per year, how much? 12. Loan start date, suppose current date. And enter, it will calculate everything for you. You see, it is going to calculate this entire table and display. That means how much you need to pay 5 years every month. After paying, how much will be the balance? It will display a table like this. Right? These are all formulas behind. All formulas behind. I told you now, these are very complex things. Complex because, you know, MS Excel is a very big financial software. You generally people use this for tables and all, but there are very more complex calculations in that. We have 5 years diploma in Excel. In universities also, colleges, some universities have Excel diploma, 4 years into financial management. It contains even programming, VB language. You see, it contains programming, code. This is the programming for that. We can write program. It is by using a language called Visual Basic. It's a very huge thing. What you know about Excel in general is 1%, less than 1% also. That means you know just tables, arranging and all. That means you maximum know 1% of Excel. These kind of business calculations are readily set. What we have to do is just we need to implement them. And how these formulas are converted. So how such complex table is generated. If they ask you to generate like this in JavaScript, then it's very difficult. Not impossible. We do that in JavaScript because several websites want that. Several websites says that when user selects what he wants, a table should display. In that table, all the report should come. So this is all your work only. But you don't need to be master in mathematics. Even you are zero in mathematics, you don't know anything. Just you need to know how to convert a business formula into JavaScript formula. That is only the point. Now see here, let's do the calculation work. So if you can do that, so here we are doing, EMI is equal to P into, what is it? R into math.pow. How much? 1 plus R n raised to the n slash divided by math.pow. So here again 1 plus R raised to the power of n minus 1. That's how we do. And this document dot get element by ID MSG dot inner HTML is equal to, here I will write your monthly installment. Installment is, and here we will put plus, I will put B bold. Right, in the bold what we will do plus. As of now you write plus plus. In next level you will learn simple way of writing a string when you learn string. So we have to EMI. After that close, B close, okay. So that is the option. Your monthly installment is this much. Let's keep ampersand hash 8377 semicolon also there, right? In bold we are displaying that. And one more, we don't want nearest values, then we will use math dot what round the EMI and print it. So that decimals and all we don't need. This is basic here. Let's do that and see. Amount you need, you have to enter that. Okay, this is some problem is there. What is the problem? Let's inspect. Some error is there. What is that error? Somewhere semicolon missing, a line number 28. What happened in this line number 28? Dot I used a semicolon, right? Fine. So we are just, I am just using the semicolon. Yeah, printed. Now here we are adding this. So select this amount you need, how much, for how many years, for interest rate, how much, and click on calculate. It should calculate and display. That means you need to just calculate. Suppose amount, so interest years, interest rate is extended, then calculate, it should get that and display. 12,000 per month, it is displaying. Depends how you define and use it. These are basic things you need to understand how to manage. Now I will give you one task. Will you try? This is the example of EMI calculator. This is the example of EMI calculator. Right? And I will give you one task, you try. Right? You have to design BMI calculator. You know BMI calculator. So body mass calculator. That means based on age, gender, and how much weight you have. Are you overweight or you are normal weight? It will show that. For that, there is a formula. Gender-wise formula will change. Right? And what you have to do is, you see here, I will show you BMI calculator. BMI calculator. This is a BMI calculator. Now here, you have to choose male or female. And here, enter age. Suppose age. Height. So 165, 67 centimeter. Weight, some suppose 68. And say calculate. For this years means for this age, for this much of height, is this weight appropriate or not? It will display like that and show. That means it is normal BMI. That means it is, the status is showing like this. I showed you this one also, na? You remember, na? Progress, bootstrap progress, I showed you how to design that. How do you make it slide? That U is there, na? How to make it slide dynamically? You can do that. First point is you achieve this number first. For that number, you need to understand what is the formula. You research on that. You will get BMI formula. And you have to do that calculation and show the result. And important is this, how you will make it slide. I think I showed you in progress bar. In bootstrap. In bootstrap examples, this example we designed. This one, I think one more we created. I showed you, na? Somewhere it is collapse. It is not carousel, cards, buttons. Okay. CSS examples. No, it is in Bootstrap example only. Fine. Uh, we already know how to design that. I will show you. Means how you have to move it, that I will give you a hint. Rest of design you have to create, right? That means I will give here BMI HTML. Okay. In this, so link relation is style sheet. Href is node modules. Bootstrap dist CSS. Bootstrap.css. And link relation is equal to style sheet. Href is equal to node modules. Icons, font icons.css. Container fluid, and here, and we will I'll just keep a div here, margin class as margin top 3. Okay, here see what we are doing. I'm using a div. This is actually class progress. In that we need a div. This is actually progress bar. This is like BG dark, right? And text white. Okay, like this. 1, 2, 3. This is BG. Suppose dark only. This also. This one I will give as info. Info like this. This is normal. Suppose overweight. Obsess like this. Like this, I defined some options. Just roughly, I'm giving margin end 2. Margin end is 2. So margin end 2. Okay. So this is actually a simple progress like this here. So we need to give style. This is progress bar. This is a style. So width as how much? 3 na? I will give as out of 100 means just I will just share 30%, and style width as 30%. 30%. That will be like this. You can put some other values, 35%. That is, this I will give 40. Okay. That will be fine. This is the value we are having. Below that, what we have to do below this progress, there is another div. So class BI, what is it? Triangle. This is triangular. Triangle fill down or something. Triangle fill like this I'm giving. You check other direction in Bootstrap icons will be there. So you check that. Here we will give the word. So now what should happen? I will give this ID as status. Now, how do we change the position of this status? We should move it to over or OBS. How we will move it? Suppose body on load. I'm writing on load. You have to write on click. On load, that is body load. So we need to write a script. Okay. What is the function? Body load. On body load, document get element by ID. What is it? Status dot style dot margin left. margin left, how much? Suppose I given 300 pixel, then it will be here. Understood? Suppose I given as 600, 700 pixel, it will be here. That means based on his value, you need to move to that place. Dynamically, we can move that. That means condition we will write. If he is overweight, then 700. If he is not overweight, then 400. Then it will be here. So less weight, then it will be 200. It will be here. It can change the position. This status you need to implement after they calculate. Understood? This is what you need to design. BMI calculator. Right? Can you try that? Right? If you can try this, then it is very good. And how much time you need for that? By tomorrow you have to do. These are simple examples only. By tomorrow you must try to design this. Then we can go into more complex now. Now we'll go into string type, how to work with them. And whoever does with good UI, not only this, you Google, you will get different BMI calculators, different designs, right? You create one good one. And if you can create a good one and present, you post into the classroom, whatever you have designed, right? We will check that. And the best design, we will give a gift for them. Okay, na? Right? So for the best design with functionality, we will give a gift for them. And gift means anything gift. Chocolate also gift. Then what you want? Laptop, MacBook. So we will give a good gift for them. Right? If anybody design, we will give tasks. For every task, there will be a gift now. Right? Whoever submits with good design, we will sort that. By tomorrow, we will see how many people can do it. Okay, na? So you have to do some research on this formula and implement. If any doubt is there, tomorrow I will explain. Any issue is there, right? Then we will go into other data types, string types, and how to work with them. Okay. Then tomorrow we'll continue. You first design this, first practice this. Okay. Right.